serve the Lord. The race is not for the quick. The race is not for the strong, but for those who make it to the end. And we'll keep on running, running. We'll keep on running, running. We won't give up, we won't back down. Gonna finish this race. And we'll keep on running, running. We'll keep on running, running. We won't give up, we won't back down. We will serve the Lord. We won't be shaken, we won't be shaken. We'll keep the faith, finish this race. We won't be shaken, we won't be shaken. We'll keep the faith, finish this race. And we'll keep on running, running. We'll keep on running, running. We won't give up, we won't back down. Gonna finish this race. And we'll keep on running, running. We'll keep on running, running. We won't give up, we won't back down. We will serve the Lord. We won't give up, we won't back down. We will serve the Lord.
Hey everybody, thank you for joining us for this week's LifeWay Kids Live. We're so excited that you're joining us tonight. Leave a quick comment and tell us something. It could be something we may not know. It could just be, hey, I'm watching this video tonight. But leave us a comment and tell us something. And this week's theme is dreams come true. Okay, let's do that again real quick. Ready? Dreams, like you're sleeping. Dreams come true. All right, because dreams come true, especially when those dreams come from God. All right, now, as we get started, here comes Brother Jonathan with this week's Bible verse. So here we go.
Hi everyone, my name is Jonathan and I'm going to teach you a Bible verse today. So here it goes. Give thanks to the Lord, for He is good. Give thanks to the Lord, for He is good. One more time. Give thanks to the Lord, He is good. See you next time.
Thank you, Jonathan, for that great Bible verse. Okay, so real quick, I have an announcement I need to give real quick. Okay, everybody say with me, talent show. Again, talent show. Okay, the last talent show we had was so awesome. We're doing it again because it was so awesome. So we're doing a second one, so it's gonna be double the awesome! All right, so here's the thing. We need your videos of your talents. So by tomorrow night, you need to send us a video of you doing a talent, okay? And it's gonna be so great. So get those videos to us so it'll be double the awesome, all right? You guys are so talented and you can do such awesome things. So send us those videos by Wednesday night, and the talent show is going to be on Saturday, okay? So be looking for that. It's gonna be amazing! This past Sunday, we had church, real church, not just drive-in church or not just live stream church, but real church. It was so good to see everybody, finally. It was so good to see you all. Now, here's the thing. If you were here, you might have been able to stick around for the short children's service after the main church service. And if you did, we hope you really liked it because we're doing it again! So if you come to church this Sunday, stick around after service and so you can be there for the children's service, all right? It's gonna be great. You don't wanna miss it. Now, are you guys ready? We're gonna go into our story for tonight. Are you ready? I said, are you ready? I can't hear you. Whoa, I could hear some of you right there. Okay, here we go. Sister Caitlin, take it away.
Hey everybody, Welcome back to Storytime at LifeWay Kids Live. We're so excited that you're here tonight. We've been talking a lot about Joseph and about dreams over the past couple of weeks. We talked about how God gave Joseph dreams, and his brothers weren't a big fan of that. And his brothers even sold him, and he ended up in slavery in Potiphar's house. And people lied about Joseph when he was in Potiphar's house, and he ended up in prison. And then last week, God took Joseph clear from prison all the way up to the palace. Joseph was second in command in Egypt. Now, Egypt was a big, big country. So Joseph was in control of all of these different things. And God was with Joseph, and God was making all of Joseph's dreams that he'd had his entire life come true. Now, have you ever had a dream that you thought was from God, but maybe it took a while to come true? Well, we're going to find out about how Joseph's dream came true tonight. So, Joseph, remember he dreamed back in the beginning about how his brothers came and fell down and worshiped him. Well, tonight we're going to talk about how that happened. So, Joseph, he was second in command in Egypt, and the reason he was second in command in Egypt is because there was going to be a famine, and they knew it was coming because God had given Joseph the interpretation of Pharaoh's dream. And so Joseph, he'd been collecting food. He'd been collecting food for years now, and the famine has hit. Do you know what a famine is? Famine is when there is no food. There's no rain. I can't imagine no rain. We've had a ton of rain recently. And there's lots of wind, and there's lots of dust, and nothing can grow. So nothing has been growing, and at this point we're a couple years into the famine. So people are starting to get hungry. They're getting pretty desperate about having food. Food is so important. And so there was no food, and so people were starting to get hungry in Egypt. They were buying food from Joseph. And so this famine, it didn't just affect Egypt, but it affected all of the surrounding lands. So where Joseph's dad and his brothers were, they needed food too. They were starting to get hungry. Their crops wouldn't grow. And so Joseph's dad told all of his older brothers, you guys go down to Egypt. I've heard there's food in Egypt, and I need you to go and get that food. And so Joseph's brothers, they packed up, they went, and they came before Joseph. Now, when they got in front of Joseph, you would think they'd be like, oh, there's our little brother, Joseph. But they didn't remember. They couldn't see that it was Joseph. He looked a lot different. When they'd sold him, he was just a teenager. And now he was a man with a wife and with kids. He looked like an Egyptian. He talked like an Egyptian. And so they didn't recognize Joseph. And so they came and they asked Joseph for some food. And Joseph's like, well, how do I know that you're not spies? And so Joseph's brothers talked to him, and they went through everything. And Joseph gave them some food. He gave his brothers each a bag of food. Now, this was just his 10 older brothers. And Joseph said, now, if you come back, I need proof that you are not spies. You need to bring your younger brother. And so the brothers were like, okay. And so they packed up, and they got their food. And when they got home, they went and they opened their food. And do you know what was inside? All of their money that they'd paid for the food was still in there. And they're like, oh no, this Egyptian, he's going to think that we tried to rob him. We didn't want to rob him. We wanted to pay for our food. And so Joseph's brothers and his dad, they decided that they were going to eat this food, and they were going to try not to have to go back to Egypt. But if they did, they were going to take extra money. And so the famine kept going. It went longer than what they thought it was going to. And so by this time, they're getting pretty hungry, and it's time they have to go back to Egypt again. They've eaten all of the food. It's all gone. And so his brothers, they go to the dad, and they say, we really need to go back and get some more food. And we need to take Benjamin, our littlest brother. And their dad's like, no, I've already lost one son. I can't lose another one. And so they decide that they're going to go, and they're going to take baby brother Benjamin with them. So all 11 of these big, strong, burly men, they go and they load up and they go back to Egypt. So when they get to Egypt, Joseph, he recognizes his brothers, and He is overcome, and so he prepares a banquet, and he seats them all in order by age. Isn't that funny that he seats them in order by who is the oldest to the youngest? And his brothers are like, that's weird. How does this Egyptian know that what order we were born in? And so they eat their food, and they get food from Joseph. Joseph gives them more food. So they load up, and they're getting ready to go. They start off on their way. And you know what? Joseph had done something. He wanted to see if his brothers had changed, or if they were still the mean brothers that he remembered. And so Joseph's brothers, they're on their way, and Joseph sends a whole bunch of his men after him, and he says, you men are thieves, and you have stolen from our Egyptian ruler, and so we need to go through all of your bags. So he goes through all of the men's bags and empties out all of this food. Food was precious, and they're going through it, and they get to baby brother Benjamin's bag of food. And they open it up, they cut a big hole in it, and do you know what they found? They found Joseph's cup. And so they're like, well, you are a thief. You have stolen from our ruler. And so all of the brothers are like, oh no, what is going to happen? Baby brother Benjamin is going to be thrown in prison, and it's going to kill our dad that he's lost another son. And so they go to the Egyptian ruler. They still didn't know that it was Joseph. They go before him and they say, look, we'll do whatever you want, but you cannot throw baby brother Benjamin into jail. We will take his place. And at that moment, Joseph realizes that this is what God has prepared him for. God has prepared him to save the family, that his brothers have repented, and that they're sorry for their actions. And so Joseph, he sends everybody besides his brothers out of the room, and he reveals himself. And he shows his brothers, look guys, this is me. I am Joseph. And God has sent me here to prepare for you. He sent me here, all of the bad things that you did, it was so that I could save the whole entire family. Dreams come true. God gave Joseph a dream, and it came true. Yeah, it didn't look like the way that it was supposed to go. What's going on in the world right now isn't the way things are supposed to be. We're supposed to be able to not have to social distance. We're supposed to be able to play with our friends and go to school. We're supposed to be able to hug our teachers. But you know what? God has a plan through all of this. And you know, you might be thinking, but I'm scared. I don't know why this is happening. But God is with you. God loves you. He's given you big dreams. And you might think those dreams are on hold, but God hasn't put them on hold. He is preparing you for something special, something great. Dreams come true. When a dream is from God, it is going to come true. Let's take a little bit of time and let's pray tonight. Dear Jesus, we thank you for the dreams that we know have come from you. We thank you because even though we don't understand what all is going on in the world around us, we know that you're in the middle of it. You are in our storms. You are in our trials. You're in all of the bad things, God, and we know that you are with us. We know that you love us. We know you're going to take care of us through all of it. God, we give thanks to you, for you are good. Your mercies endure forever, God. We love you, Jesus. Thank you for the assurance that the dreams you have given us are going to come true. Help us to follow after you, Jesus, and to love you and to be with you, God. Help us not to be afraid, but to step into your faith, to know that you have a plan for us. We love you, Jesus. We thank you. In your name we pray. Amen. I'm so excited that you've joined us tonight. I hope you've enjoyed learning about Joseph, and we've got another big story ahead for next month. We love you. We'll see you next time.
Wow, thank you, Sister Caitlin, for that awesome story. Man, this week's theme is so great. You know, dreams really do come true. Now, before we end tonight's LifeWay Kids Live, just a couple announcements again real quick. Remember, send us the video of your talent by Wednesday night. That's tomorrow night, okay? So if you need your parents or family member to help you, go ahead and ask them, hey, can you video me doing this talent? And send it to us on Facebook, or if your parents or family members have our phone numbers, go ahead and send the message to us. It's okay. Just get that video to us as if you can, okay? And the talent show is going to be Saturday night, this Saturday. Say that with me. This Saturday at 6 o'clock. You don't want to miss it because it's going to be awesome! Okay? And again, on Sunday, we're going to have church. And after the main service, stick around because there's going to be a short children's service afterwards and you don't want to miss that. It's going to be awesome. Okay, now before we end tonight's LifeWay Kids Live, we're going to do one more song. So everybody stand up and get ready because here we go!
Times it's you I see. I put you first, that's all I need. A humble all I am, all to you. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. You're the only one, you're the only